Most Volkswagen owners make this mistake without even realizing it, and that's exactly why mechanics love it. Not because it's good for your car, but because it guarantees repeat visits, expensive repairs, and early failures. In this video, I'll show you what this mistake is, why it slowly damages your VW, and how avoiding it can save you thousands over the life of your car. Most Volkswagen owners don't realize how many small habits quietly shorten their car's life. Some of these mistakes seem harmless, some even feel normal, but together they create the exact problems mechanics profit from the most. In this video, I'm breaking down 11 Volkswagen mistakes that mechanics love, not because they're good for your car, but because they lead to repeat repairs, warning lights, and expensive breakdowns. Once you know what these mistakes are, you'll never look at your Volkswagen the same way again. Mistake number 11, waiting for warning lights before taking action. This one is a favorite among mechanics. Waiting for a warning light before doing anything. Most Volkswagen owners believe that if there's no light on the dashboard, everything must be fine. And that belief is exactly what turns small, inexpensive issues into major, expensive repairs. Here's the truth most people don't realize. By the time a warning light appears, the damage has often been happening quietly for weeks, sometimes months. Low oil quality, early coolant loss, weak sensors, carbon buildup. None of these trigger a warning immediately. They slowly wear down critical components, while the car still feels normal. Then one day, a light comes on, and suddenly you're facing a repair that could have been avoided entirely. Mechanics love this mistake because it guarantees business. Preventive checks cost little. Reactive repairs cost thousands. If you want to protect your Volkswagen, stop using warning lights as your maintenance schedule. Pay attention to small changes, service your car proactively, and fix issues early, not when the dashboard finally decides to panic. Avoid this mistake, and you instantly put yourself ahead of most VW owners on the road. Mistake number 10, ignoring software updates because the car drives fine. Ignoring software updates because your Volkswagen seems to be driving just fine. This is one of the quietest mistakes VW owners make, and one mechanics absolutely love. Modern Volkswagens are rolling computers. The engine, transmission, fuel system, emissions, and even cooling behavior are all controlled by software. When updates are released, they're often meant to fix hidden issues. Rough shifting, poor fuel delivery, excessive wear, or long-term reliability problems you can't feel yet. But most owners skip updates because there's no warning light, no obvious symptom, nothing feels wrong. Here's the problem. Outdated software can cause inefficient shifting, extra engine stress, higher temperatures, and accelerated wear, all without triggering a fault code. The car slowly degrades until one day it does show symptoms, and by then the damage is already done. Staying up to date with critical software updates isn't about convenience. It's about protecting systems you can't see working every second. Ignoring them saves time today and costs a lot more later. Mistake number 9, trusting. It's normal for Volkswagens. Believing the phrase, "that's normal for Volkswagens." And this one is dangerous because it sounds reassuring, but it quietly destroys cars. A small vibration, a rough cold start, a hesitation when accelerating. Too many owners hear, "that's normal for these cars," and they stop paying attention. And mechanics love this mistake because it turns early, fixable issues into guaranteed future repairs. Here's the truth. Volkswagens are engineered to run smoothly, quietly, and consistently. When something feels off, it's not character, it's information. That slight hesitation could be carbon buildup starting. That rough idle might be oil breakdown or injector imbalance. That vibration could be a worn mount putting stress on the drivetrain. None of these problems are catastrophic on their own, unless you ignore them. And once you accept the idea that problems are just how the car is, you stop investigating, stop maintaining proactively, and let wear compound quietly in the background. High-mileage VW owners don't ignore changes. They question them. They don't accept vague explanations. They look for root causes, and they never normalize behavior that wasn't there before. If your Volkswagen didn't do something when it was healthy, it's not normal now. And ignoring that difference is one of the easiest ways to shorten its life, while guaranteeing future work for the mechanic. Stop normalizing problems. That mindset alone can add years to your Volkswagen's life. Mistake number 8. Using good enough parts instead of the right ones. Treating replacement parts like they're all the same, because this is one mistake mechanics quietly love. Here's what happens. Something small fails. A sensor, a valve, a coil, a pump. You search online or go to a local shop and pick the cheapest option that fits. The car runs again, so it feels like a win. Volkswagens are extremely sensitive to part quality and compatibility. A part that's slightly off, even if it technically fits, can cause incorrect readings, poor engine behavior, warning lights, or extra strain on other components. The car doesn't always fail immediately. It slowly becomes less efficient, less smooth, and less reliable. This is where mechanics benefit, because that good enough part often comes back, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times, and each visit costs more than if it had been done correctly the first time. Long-term VW owners do the opposite. They choose OEM or high-quality OEM equivalent parts. They verify part numbers, and they fix the problem once, not repeatedly. Cheap parts don't save money on Volkswagens. They create repeat problems and repeat customers. Avoid this mistake, and you break one of the most expensive cycles VW owners fall into. Mistake number 7. Using the car only for short trips. Only driving your Volkswagen on short trips. This is one of the most overlooked mistakes, and mechanics absolutely love it. Short trips don't give your engine enough time to fully warm up. That means moisture builds up in the oil, fuel doesn't burn completely, and carbon slowly accumulates inside the engine. Everything looks fine on the outside, but internally, wear is accelerating. Over time, this leads to sludge, clogged components, poor fuel economy, and premature engine problems, all without any obvious warning at first. If you mainly do short drives, your Volkswagen needs extra care, more frequent oil changes, occasional longer drives, and proper warm-up habits. Short trips may seem harmless, but repeated every day, they quietly shorten your car's lifespan and guarantee future repair bills. Mistake number 6. Trusting lifetime fluids without questioning them. Believing the words lifetime fluid without asking, whose lifetime? This is one of mechanics' favorite mistakes because it guarantees long-term damage that shows up just after the warranty period. Many Volkswagen components come labeled with lifetime fluids, transmissions, differentials, even some cooling and hydraulic systems. Here's the problem. Fluids don't live forever. Heat breaks them down. Moisture contaminates them. Metal particles slowly build up inside them. And when that happens, wear accelerates silently. Most owners never change these fluids because the car still drives fine, until one day it doesn't. And by then, it's no longer a service. It's a repair. High-mileage Volkswagens don't survive on blind trust. They survive because the owner replaces fluids before they fail, not after. Ignoring so-called lifetime fluids might save you a little time now, but it quietly shortens your car's life and fills the mechanic's calendar later. Mistake number 5. Letting minor leaks wait until later. Ignoring small leaks because they don't seem urgent. A tiny oil drip, a little coolant loss, a damp spot under the car. Most owners tell themselves, I'll fix it later, and that delay is exactly what mechanics love. Small leaks don't stay small. Oil leaks reduce lubrication and quietly accelerate engine wear. Coolant leaks lead to overheating, warped components, and sudden breakdowns. And once fluids drop low enough, the damage is already happening, even if the car still drives fine. Here's the truth. Fixing a minor leak early is cheap. Waiting turns it into seals, gaskets, sensors, and sometimes full engine repairs. High-mileage Volkswagens aren't owned by people who wait. They're owned by people who act early. If your car is leaking anything, it's asking for attention. Ignore it and you'll pay for it later. Mistake number 4. Ignoring fluid changes because the car still drives fine. Skipping fluid changes because the car still feels normal. This is one of the biggest reasons mechanics make serious money on Volkswagens. Oil, coolant, brake fluid, transmission fluid, they don't fail loudly. They wear out quietly. Your VW can feel smooth, drive fine, and still be slowly damaging itself internally because old fluids lose their protective properties. Oil stops lubricating properly. Brake fluid absorbs moisture. Coolant turns corrosive. Transmission fluid loses its ability to manage heat. By the time you feel a problem, the damage is already done. And that's when repairs get expensive. High-mileage Volkswagen owners don't wait for symptoms. They change fluids on schedule, not on feeling. If your rule is, I'll change it when something feels wrong, you're already on the path mechanics love most. Mistake number 3. Skipping wheel alignment after tire or suspension work. Skipping a wheel alignment after changing tires or suspension parts. The car may drive straight, the steering wheel may look fine, so most owners assume alignment isn't necessary. But even a small change in suspension geometry puts constant stress on tires, bushings, and steering components. Over time, that leads to uneven tire wear, faster suspension damage, and reduced fuel efficiency, all without triggering a warning light. That's why mechanics love this mistake. A skipped alignment today often turns into new tires and suspension repairs later. High-mileage Volkswagen owners know one rule: if tires or suspension parts are touched, alignment is not optional. It's a small step that protects your VW from much bigger problems down the road. Mistake number 2. Mixing coolants just to top it off. The one mechanics love most: topping off coolant with whatever's available and mixing coolant types. It feels harmless. Your level is low, you're in a rush, so you pour in universal coolant or even water. But many cooling systems are designed for a specific coolant chemistry, and when you mix types, it can create sludge, corrosion, and deposits inside the system. The scary part? You won't feel it right away, no instant breakdown, but over time it can clog passages, stress the water pump and thermostat, block the heater core, and eventually lead to overheating and expensive repairs. Rule is simple: only use the correct coolant spec, and if you're not sure what's in there, don't guess. Verify it first, or do a proper flush before it turns into a big problem. Mistake number 1. Never checking your oil level between services. This is the mistake mechanics love the most: driving your VW for weeks or months without ever checking the oil level. Here's why it's so dangerous. Many modern engines can consume oil slowly, and it doesn't always leave a puddle on your driveway. The car can feel completely normal, right up until the day your engine starts ticking, your turbo begins to fail, or the timing system gets starved of lubrication. And the worst part? This mistake often doesn't trigger an obvious warning early enough. By the time most owners notice something is wrong, the damage is already expensive. This is exactly why mechanics love it, because one small habit turns into big jobs. Turbo repairs, timing damage, oil starvation wear, even full engine rebuilds. Here's how you avoid it like a smart owner. Check your oil level every 1 to 2 weeks, or every few fuel stops. Top up only with the correct spec oil for your engine. If you notice it dropping often, don't ignore it. Find the cause early. If you do just this one thing consistently, you'll prevent some of the most common, most expensive Volkswagen failures. And that's it. Those are the Volkswagen mistakes mechanics love because they're easy to ignore, but expensive to fix later. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this: your VW usually doesn't fail suddenly. It fails slowly, one small shortcut at a time. Fix the habits now, and you avoid the big repair bills later. Now I want to hear from you. Which mistake surprised you the most? And what Volkswagen do you drive? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. If this helped you, hit like, subscribe to Volkswagen Hub, and turn on the bell, because I post practical video tips that save you money and keep your car reliable. Thanks for watching, drive safe, and I'll see you in the next one.